Is that our base? Our main island? Hey, what the hell, man? That is my base! Actually, I think I'm standing on it. Game over! I got a game over. I didn't even know that was possible. Hello everyone, today I want to get my spaceship back up and running, and actually, that's gonna be pretty damn easy, because we already have all the supplies for it. So the biggest pain in the ass would have been sulfur, especially since the closest sulfur deposits are on a different floating island. However, you can see on the map there's a couple caves, and this one right here, that one had sulfur in it. So with the last little bit of sulfur that's on the island, or the only little bit, we're going to create an energy cell for our vehicles. So now we have access to the entire map, which is pretty good. We just slap this in there. We can fly for a couple minutes. And let's go over to this other island. Actually, I'm looking at it. There does seem to be a road connecting the two islands, so I guess we didn't actually have to make this energy cell after all. Well, whatever. So there's two things I want with this sulfur. One is the sulfur itself. Right, next up is filters. In order to make those, we need the assembly bench. And I think we needed plates. Yeah, we need iron plates as well as sulfur. The neat thing is there is an iron deposit right here. That will have to go for a smelter. Alright, the ingots, they'll go to a part producer. That will turn them into plates. Then we put a drill on this sulfur deposit. And both of those will go to the assembly bench, where they'll be turned into filters. Alright, sweet, that's that problem dealt with. I suppose while we're here anyway, we may as well start setting up the area fertilizer. All it needs is a greenhouse, as well as some water. And my god, making those filters is slow. Well, I don't think it's particularly making the filters, it's the bloody conveyors that are just so slow. I can really remember them going a lot faster, but I guess not. But alright, we have enough. We immediately got to the next stage. Alright, well that's good. Right, that will do its job. It will require a bit more water though. But that's fine. Water collectors are not that expensive. That will fertilize the ground, trees will grow, grass will spread. There was actually one more thing that I wanted to hook up before we leave this area. And I did look around for it, but I haven't seen it yet. Actually, never mind, here it is, right next to it. A basalt deposit. So what we need to do with this is I need to make a refinery. That of course also needs water. With that we can create basalt concrete. That is kind of vital, because a couple of the next tiered items will use that, or structures. So let's slap that into the warehouse. For example, the rocket launch site will use it, as well as the tier 2 warehouse, and that is kind of what I want to get towards, because we need 5 of these in order to increase our inventory capacity. Let's also make one of these platforms real quick, and a recall station, because that will recharge the battery that's in the ship, and I don't really feel like making more batteries just for no reason. We're auto-crafting everything that we need, luckily. Alright, put that on there, recall the ship. That should be good enough, I think. Yeah, you can see the timer tick back up. Next up, we need to set up a research base in the hottest region. So those are the islands on the right-hand side. Specifically the hottest, so that is these top ones, because I think this is also considered one of the hottest, but this one especially looks very red. I think in order to set up the research, yeah, the one problem would be steel alloy as well as insulated layers, because we need data centers. I wish you could see the planet that is underneath. I know that's mostly supposed to be like a gassy planet, but still. Alright, this doesn't look like the greatest place. Also, it has extreme temperatures. Oh, okay. That is new. That is new for sure. I'm gonna go to one of these other islands. They're a little bit less hot down here. I did not expect the entire base to collapse on us like that. I imagine it doesn't do it here. Yeah, here it's fine because it's not the hottest place. Let's put an antenna on top. Would help if we have power, of course. And there are a couple gold deposits. Very nice. Alright, let's place a tier 2 warehouse down. And I'm immediately gonna split this, because gold is one of those things we need the ore of. And then the other one can be smelted. I think Forge was able to do that. Yes, alright, good. This is also where things are gonna become more complicated, though, especially for these fast rotors. Let's see, the rubber is fine, so gold wiring should be easy. There is also a bunch of copper here, so that's fine. How did we make the insulated layers again? Alright, just in a regular part producer. That's not that bad. This one is going to exclusively work on that because we are going to need those. And it's already being split at the core, so it would go really slow otherwise. Well, funny enough, we have graphite here. Ooh, phosphorite too. Now think about it, right? The rocks that we found, was that really basalt that we found earlier? Or was that graphite? Now I'm not sure anymore. We have 2 spots left. There are 2 other gold items that we currently have, which require rubber as well as copper ingots. Alright, all of this is luckily very easy to set up, especially with the water collectors now. So this gold will need to be split into 2. One will produce the plated connectors, and this other one will create the gold wiring. And both of these can go into the warehouse. Alright, sweet. Everything gold related has been set up. Now we just have to figure out again how steel alloy worked. The alloy forge. We have not unlocked that yet. That's probably because we need the material analyzer for it. And in order to make that, we need that sensor arrays. Well, we now have those unlocked, and we are producing what we need for them. You know, from all the planets we played, I think this one actually goes pretty damn smooth. We didn't have many major issues. Right, sulfur ore. Let's go. That unlocks a bunch of new recipes. Ooh, high capacity O2 tank, who isn't bad. The steamroller I don't see that useful for what I'm planning. I'm keeping that a bit of a secret though. You know what? Let's make 2 of the better tanks and then also a battery. There we go, and let's equip these. 500 seconds of oxygen, or 500 oxygen anyway. That will last a long time. Alright, graphene as well as coal. We do not have that in the system yet. But being reminded of that, I do want to check on what we built earlier real quick. Actually, I do think I saw the basalt coming out of here, right? Yeah. So this is all good. This is the basalt we needed. It's actually getting quite nice out here. Alright, the graphene was on the other island, on one of the hot biomes. You know what, let's make another one of the tier 2 warehouses. There's a lot of ores on this tiny island, so we're probably gonna come back to this eventually anyway. And who knows, maybe we need that graphene rock for later as well. Right, graphene should be going into the system, which means we can use it and analyze it. Ooh, conveyor tier 2s. And a carbon refiner. A carbon refiner will produce a lot of the items with the graphene, so that is good to have. Still no alloy forge though. Wait, we're not producing any gold ingots into the system? I guess we don't, but we do have some spare gold deposits laying about, so we could do that. And luckily for just ingots, it is actually very simple, because all we need is a forge. And that can go directly in there. There's also an osmium vein right here. We might as well tap into that too. Now I will be splitting it, because we do also need to ore. I think we need that for the next material analyzer. Alright, I had a quick look. We also need osmium ingots. So let's just have part of that be made into those. Alright, after all of that, we can now research gold. I heard a warning pop up, which probably means the asteroid is coming back. But yeah, now we can make the alloy forge. We're actually producing everything it needs. That's really nice. Alright, let's see. Graphene as well as iron ingots is probably going to be the easiest one, because I've never found a way to automate coal. Then again, I never really tried to. But you know, thinking about it, there's only one thing that I can think of within the game's scope that would work. Is that our base? Our main island? Hey, what the hell, man? That is my base! Actually, I think I'm standing on a... Game over! I got a game over. I didn't even know that was possible. But also, we just continue, so... That frat wasn't that bad. I mean, it blew up my base, but... It didn't go down. Probably because we're standing on it. We got hit by the impact. I am so super disorientated right now. But alright, that is what happens when you get hit by a meteor. So I suppose the good thing is, right, the base is not deactivated, which means we can just do whatever we want still. So technically being on the island as it lands can save you from probably wasting a lot of time. Alright, in order to get coal, the only thing I could think of is slap a drill on a tree, and that doesn't seem to work. But there's no automatic way to harvest the wood. At least not that I know of. Because wood is what is required in order to make coal. If you guys have any knowledge on that, please let me know. Because graphene isn't the worst in the world to get, but it sure as hell would have been easier to get to coal. And was it plates? No, just iron ingots. That actually is even better. That's a lot less work. And that should create steel alloy. We're gonna need a lot more water. I actually do like the water collectors a lot. I hope you can unlock these in other planets later as well. We could set up osmium as well. However, I would love there to be another osmium vein that we can tap into, instead of the one that we have right here. Oh, there actually is one, surprisingly. There's also a cave here. You know, I'm gonna check out the cave real quick, because that could have some good stuff too, like sapphire. And that would be a big boon right now. Nothing to see here but sulfur and a diamond. Alright, with that I hooked up both of the ingots. They just have to get here, which is gonna take a little while. I'm gonna have that lead to yet another tier 2 warehouse. And then of course we also need some water. But water went from one of the most annoying things to get to one of the easiest in this update, which is great. Alright, those alloys are coming along nicely. Let's get the heck out of here. I also think with that we have enough supplies, right? Make all this stuff? Yes. Can now set up a base in the hottest region. Immediately afterwards though, it probably wants us to do it in the coldest, so we'll hold off on that for a sec. For now, let's scan some more materials, like the osmium ore, which unlocks conveyor tier 3, as well as the advanced miner version 2, and geothermal plants. Let's see, the version 2, that costs a lot of stuff we don't have. We basically have none of it. I think osmium is really going to be the next big thing. It all just requires a bunch of osmium as well as iron, of course. A lot of iron at that. And then this one costs the osmium alloy. We'll see how things go. We also have phosphorus. That unlocks the gem cutter. We also got the jetpack. And that is something I would love to make. I don't think we can yet because we don't have the AI chip, which is very unfortunate. We also need ceramic components for that, as well as fast rotors. So we're gonna need quite a few random things. And unlocking the next objective will make that a lot easier, because then we can locate osmium depots or deposits. If only there was just a depot for osmium that we can buy from, that'd be a lot easier. But that's going to do it for today. We actually established quite the base right over here. That added a lot of new crafting recipes and resources to the mix that we didn't have before. Again, next up, we're going to the hottest regions, and after that to the coldest. Set up the bases real quick. And then in the next episode, we're going to do the big osmium and probably graphene setups. And we also need to get ceramic components up. So there's just a bunch of big things and a bunch of small things. I'm really not looking forward to doing osmium again. But we're going to have to do it because I know that we're going to need a lot of this stuff for later. It's just one of those annoying things. And I think technically sensor arrays, we have to set those up as well. So yeah, there's a lot to do. And with that, I hope you all enjoyed. And I see you all on the next one. Bye everyone.